4. Only two
Yes, sir.
participants. Let us wait for another 5 to 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Sir, within I think 5 to 7 minutes, some more people will join.
Yes, yes. I also hope for that.
Yes, sir.
Let us. You are serving in which school?
Sir, I'm in JNV in Nagaon, district Chhatarpur. So it's near to Khajuraho, that international means place to visit. And I hope you might have heard the name of Bageshwar Dham,
Yes,
Bageshwar
yes.
Baba. Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
very
yes,
near to
yes.
my place, sir.
Oh, I see.
Nowadays, Bageshwar Baba has made this place very famous.
Yes. Then you are staying there.
Yes, sir. In campus, sir. In Navodaya Vidyalaya, Nagaon.
Yes. Originally you belong to that area. That place
So I
originally
belong to
belong to that.
Jhansi, which is 120 kilometer far away from this place, sir.
Oh, Jhansi.
Jhansi. Maharani Lakshmi Bai, sir. Virangana Lakshmi Bai.
Yes, yes, yes. That, that place is a famous place. There is
Yes,
one.
sir. So Jhansi is also famous and Chhatarpur is also famous.
Acha, acha, acha. You are PGT teacher, Puspa.
Sir, I am PGT,
PGT, which subject?
English.
English.
Yes, sir.
Very important subject. English is difficult and important subject.
Yes, sir. Languages are the base of each and every subject, sir.
Yes, yes. English is a important subject for students.
Mhm. And this area, it's totally Bundelkhand. So
Mm-hmm.
here means the students, they are not very much open to this language. Only they hear this
Open to that
language and
language, Puspa. That's why I have already I have already discussed that aspect.
yes, sir.
Uh, without just from their society before going to take admission in class 1 or
Mm-hmm.
KG or LKG or class 1, before going to take admission,
Ji.
students have already known more than 1000 English words.
Yes, sir.
Concept. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Can, plate,
Mm-hmm.
glass, pen. If you go on listing out without coming to school from their family, from their society, they have already learned more than 1000 English words. Cycle,
Mm-hmm.
car,
So they know the
pen.
content word. Yes, sir. They
But
know the content
but
word.
question
But
but question is why they face difficulties in English? What is
sir,
the
the
fault?
main thing, what I have observed in this area, they know the content word, but they don't know how to make a frame sentence by using
You
those
see,
content word. The main
yes,
problem
yes,
is
yes,
grammar and somewhere
yes,
the
grammar.
vocabulary.
No, you are right. You are right. You are 100% right. You see, you are a, you are a teacher of English. You know better than me.
No, sir, you also
Every
know.
sentence has every sentence has uh, two aspects. You may say subject object, or we are speaking
Mhm.
noun phase and verb phase. Because I was giving training to teachers in English. I am specialized in English. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I am specialized in English. When
Okay.
I was working in teacher education institutions, imparting method of teaching or teaching method of how to teach English to the students, teacher training program, B.Ed, M.Ed, I was taking class.
Mm-hmm.
So far as English pedagogy was concerned, how
Okay.
to teach, how to teach English to a student, and how it can be effective. That was my concern. You see, sometimes you say, um, my school, my school
Mm-hmm.
is situated on the bank of river Ganga. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this sentence where if you speak this way, the student may not understand. If you say, my school is on the Ganga,
Mm.
is, simple word is, if I
Is.
use. Why should I use is situated on the bank of Ganga?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on the river bank of Ganga. It's a so difficult sentence. Make it very
When we
simple.
use preposition, sometimes
You
the
see,
main.
you see, table is very heavy. The man is the, you see another sentence example that I have spoken. The man is very old.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot walk. Table is very heavy. I cannot lift it.
Mm.
It is easy. Table is so heavy that I cannot lift it. Table is too heavy to be lifted. Table is heavy enough to be lifted. Same meaning is same.
Meaning is same, sir. When you combine two simple sentences.
Yes,
Uh,
simple
yes.
sentence. Students want simple sentences
Uh-huh.
to understand.
Mm.
But we are making it complex while teaching to the students.
But they
Table is
know, sir,
very
how
heavy.
to combine these two sentences in their own language,
Yes, yes,
their mother tongue.
gradually they will learn. The table is very heavy. I cannot lift it. Table is so heavy that I cannot lift it. Later on, they will, if you go on giving this type of examples uh, or sentences, uh, multiple ways of teaching. As I was discussing the simple to complex yesterday, Wordsworth was a poet.
Mm-hmm.
Wordsworth was a romantic poet. Wordsworth was a romantic poet par excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, brilliant students will be happy with your last sentence. Then slow learners will be happy with your first sentence, second sentence.
Yes.
What is wrong? Yeah, but our motto is to make them understand the
Yes.
idea. Why should we make it complex? Why should we make it difficult?
Mm-hmm.
Very simple word you can use to make them understand. Simple way of writing a complex idea. We can use 2 to 3 sentences to express themselves perfectly.
Sir, one question is there. Like
Uh,
this year, CBSE has introduced a calculator for the students of accountancy. Now CBSE is
yes,
allowing them to use calculator, because what these students are telling, that when whatever the field we will join, we will get computers, technology, everything. We need not to calculate manually. That's why CBSE is also allowing them from next session.
yes, that is good. That is good. Why
So
time should be why a student should waste their valuable times for
so
calculating something?
so in the same way, some of the students says that we have AI, we can ask them to write letter like that. Why you are insisting on such type of things like this? Also, this is the
No, no.
question.
The time calculator machine is used everywhere. Even a shopkeeper usually calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere using calculator. Manual by using calculator, we can calculate uh, easily, and time we require is very less. Less time is required for calculating something. Okay, टाइम को क्यों बर्बाद करेंगे? क्या है
Mm-hmm.
मैनुअल कैलकुलेशन? क्या जरूरत है? जब कैलकुलेटर मशीन वाज नॉट देयर, you we are using manual way. If calculator machine is available, mobile is available, what is the necessity of using purchasing dictionary and searching the meaning of a word from the dictionary? It takes time. Mobile
Mm.
is if mobile is with you, within no time you can search the meaning of a difficult word. You see,
Yes,
and
sir.
the necessity of searching the meaning of a word from the dictionary. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
डिक्शनरी का क्या जरूरत है? मोबाइल है तो आपका पास,
But sir,
जस्ट
in mobile, you can find on when you type one word, you will get the meaning of the one word only. And when you go through the dictionary in this way, you can see many more words.
नहीं, many more words, but purpose is to know the what is the meaning of that word and how it is used in sentences. That word, what is the
Mm-hmm.
adjective? How it can be used as an adjective? How it can be used as a noun? It's not it. It is everything is there available in mobile. I saw previously I was using dictionary, but nowadays I am using mobile. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but how to make teaching learning process easy? That is our lookout. We know many things. As I
Yes, sir.
have already discussed with you yesterday, first class
Mm.
first gold medalist. Content
Yes.
knowledge is we are thorough in content knowledge. First class
Yes,
first
sir.
and gold medalist in a subject. Now, but pedagogical knowledge, how to how to
Mm.
transact that communicate, how to transact a particular concept in a simple way, we do not know. That is a science of teaching or art of teaching. We lack.
Yes.
Pedagogical knowledge is very important.
Yes,
Content
sir.
knowledge, content knowledge is important. Pedagogical knowledge is important.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, technological knowledge is also important. Three types of knowledge, what uh, uh, UNESCO has already been pointed out, that the effective teacher must be thorough on content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and technological knowledge. Okay,
Technology.
let us start our business, today's
Okay.
business. Uh, good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Good
Topic
afternoon, sir.
is outstanding learning challenges of students with disabilities. As you know, previously, disabled students were not allowed to study with normal students in normal class. But nowadays, they are allowed to take admission in normal schools, and they are also allowed to study along with normal children. And we say it's it inclusive education, or previously it was called mainstreaming, or schools with integrated setting. That's why uh, we, as teacher, we must know about the nature their needs, their expectations, their learning challenges, to deal with those students in the classroom. And previously they are called handicapped students, but now and so after some years, they are called students with special needs. And after some days, nowadays we are speaking that they are handicapped students or disabled students are called uh, differently abled students. That is the accepted word or concept used for handicapped students. As a teacher, we must know the learning challenges of those students so that we can deal with them perfectly in the class. I do not know how many disabled students are studying in your class or in your school, but they are allowed to study along with the normal students in each and every school. So we must know about their nature, their learning challenges, and the pedagogical aspects of dealing with those students who World Health Organization in 2001 have pointed out three aspects of disability. First aspect, that is impairment. Disability are those who have lost their body structure, their physical function or body function, physical structure and physical function they have lost, as well as they have lost their mental functioning. They are called that is called impairment. They are impaired students, physically impaired, mentally impaired students, we say. Then, so for example, blind students, or we say visually impaired students. Blind students are visually impaired students. They have lost their limbs, that is eyes. That's why they cannot see. They have lost their vision. As they have lost their eyes, physical structure, eyes, they have lost also physical functioning, that is, they cannot see. Similarly, hearing impaired students, they have lost their body parts relating to their ear, and they are unable to listen to. They cannot listen to or they cannot hear. Similarly, similarly, uh, slow learners or disabled learners, they have lost their mental functioning. They are low in their mental functioning. Their memory level is very low. They fail to memorize something. Uh, uh, they face difficulties to memorize. They face difficulties to writing, reading, calculating. Okay, that is what impairment is. Loss of physical structure and loss of physical function, as well as loss of mental functioning. Okay, then activities, their activities are limited. As in case of hearing impaired children, their activities is limited means they face difficulties in seeing. Hearing impaired students face difficulties in hearing, and physically handicapped students, uh, also face difficulties in walking. Even blind students face difficulties in walking. Then slow learners, problem solving, they face difficulties to solve a problem perfectly. Calculating, writing, disabled students face difficulties in writing, reading. That's why their activities are limited. Third aspect, which has been pointed out by the World Health Organization, that is their participation is also limited. Participation, they fail to participate in different social activities, the daily activities. They face difficulties in doing their daily activities. That's why their participation in social activities, daily activities, uh, you may say sports, games, co-curricular activities, it is restricted. They can, nowadays they are participating, but it is restricted. As normal students participate perfectly, uh, they face difficulties in participating with social activities and day-to-day activities, doing day-to-day activities. In India, a right to write a person with disability act 2016 has pointed out 21 types of disabled students. It is there. It is given, but those students uh, for their educational point of view, it has also been pointed out that they they need special support in education. They need special support in education. I mean, disabled students need special support in education. They need special aids and appliances. Thirdly, they need special teaching learning aids for in teaching learning process. Then they need support relating to examination. Examination related support they want. It has also it has been pointed out in that act. First one is special support in education, special aids and appliances. For example, in case of hearing impaired children, special aids, that is the hearing aid. In case of visual impaired children, magnified glass or lens or abacus, special aids and appliances they require. Uh, Really, likewise, uh, uh, wheelchair in case of physically handicapped students or physically disabled students, special aids and appliances, special teaching learning aids also they require for transacting curriculum in the classroom. And examination related support also, as nowadays we give trace on uh, pen and pencil test, something written test, but they will not be benefited. Blind students, they will not be benefited out of that type of examination system. They require some different uh, techniques, different modes of evaluation. That's why it is pointed out that they require examination related support. Let me discuss the uh, learning challenges and educational support for hearing impaired, or we may say visual impaired students first. Generally, we say generally the word we use that is blind students or partially sighted students. But educational term is visually impaired students. They have lost their vision. Here the question is whether they have lost their vision at the time of birth or after birth, they have lost their vision. Some of the some visually impaired students have lost their vision at the time of birth, or some have acquired visual impairment after birth due to accident or due to some disease. They have lost their vision. That's they are categorized as congenital blind or adventitious blind. Congenital blind means they have lost their vision at the time of birth, and adventitious or acquired blindness, they have acquired their uh, loss of vision in the course of time. Then who we categorize them as totally blind, and also we categorize some of them as partially sighted. Means they have sight, but partially they can see. They have that vision, partial vision. They possess partial vision, and that is a measure that is determined by Snell's chart. We use Snell's chart and determine whether that person is totally blind or partially sighted. And it is totally blind children are those whose uh, visual acuity visual acuity is more than 20 to 200. 20 to 200 means what does it mean? What a normal student can see at 20 feet, at the distance of 20 feet, at the distance of 200 feet, what a normal student can see at a standing at a distance of 200 feet, that totally blind children can see it at 20 feet. That is what uh, total blind students, the concept of total blind student is. And partially sighted, whose visual acuity falls between uh, 20 by 70 to 20 by 200. Partially sighted, we say partially sighted students. Clear? Then this is all about the nature of a total visual impaired student. Nature, this is the nature. Some have acquired blindness at the time of birth, and some have acquired their blindness after birth due to disease or accident or likewise. Then they face difficulties. What are the difficulties they face in the classroom? They face difficulties with regard to writings and visual information. Reading, they lack writing. They lack accessing to writing, and they also lack uh, access to visual information because they have lost their vision. Then what they need, what they need in the classroom from you as a teacher, they need braille for writing. They need audio tapes they need. Now, in mobile recording facilities is there, they can be allowed to use their mobile to record your voice, record the entire teaching learning transactions in the classroom. They will be allowed. They will be allowed to use audio clips, audio aids for recording aids, magnified glass or lens. They also require special type of teaching learning materials. Teaching learning materials means as they have lost their vision, they will not be benefited out of pictures, that is charts, then normal map that you use in the classroom. That's why visual aids, as we use for normal students or for other students in the classroom, uh, cannot benefit them. They will not be benefited out of the visual aids, blind students, remember. Then audio aids, audio mode of teaching, as I have already discussed yesterday, audio modes of teaching should be given priority in the school. Blackboard work, you do blackboard writings, but they will not be benefited out of that blackboard writings. Visual informations you provide, visual aids, you cannot use for them. Audio aids you can use for them. Then oral approach, speaking, lecture method, uh, which they can listen to and they will be benefited. Oral approach, oral method, you can use for them. Then use of assistive, they require special training as a teacher at the entry year of the students into your school. You have to train, you have to give them mobility training by which they can know the location of the classroom. They should know the location of the washroom, location of a library, location of office room, location of that is playground, canteen, location. Mobility training is required. Location of door, window, location of washroom, all those things, location, mobility training is required. So you should take care of at the entry year of the students into your school and arrange mobility training for blind students by which they can know the location of different places, classroom, bathroom, canteen, library, principal's or headmaster's room, laboratory, all those things. Location, mobility, we say mobility training is required for them. Then use of assistive aids, how to use Braille, how to use magnified glass, recording devices, we have to train them. Recording of classroom, the technique of recording, technique of using Braille to write, then different technological aids, video or audio aids, training on use of different types of audio aids. They require, blind students require, and as a teacher, you should take care of training them for the use of special appliances and aids. Then sensitive the learning needs. Learning needs sensitive to their learning needs because as I have already told, that is they require oral approach. They require models. They don't require picture teaching as teaching aid. As a model you can use as teaching learning aid to teach them models. They can that is that means you may say tactile aids. Tactile aids. They can touch it through their hands. Then they can understand the difficult concept. So then learning by different activities, they require to perform through activity-based method. Yeah, activity-based method you can use for teaching to them. You may say learning by doing method. They can do some activities by their hands, and by that way they can learn some difficult concept. And another another method which I have already discussed with you, that is cooperative learning method. Cooperative learning method also should be given importance in the classroom, teach for teaching and learning. That's why they require all those things. And besides that, affective mode. Yesterday I have already discussed affective modes. Praise, verbal reinforcement. They will be benefited out of verbal reinforcement. Very good, excellent, good, praise, reward. They will be benefited. That is, we say, verbal reinforcement, or which comes under affective mode of teaching. While teaching, the special attention they should be involved in teaching learning process. They should not be neglected, and they should be loved. Remember, they should be given special attention in teaching learning process. They should not feel that they are neglected by the teacher. That is psychological or psychological support. That's why you must involve them. Don't neglect them. Oh, he is a blind student. Why should I ask question to a blind student in the classroom? Don't forget to ask question to them. Don't forget to participate uh, to their participation in teaching learning process. Each and every student, remember, has some strength. Everybody has some strength and limitations. Blind students has his or her strength, though he or she has lost his vision, but he and she has some strength. And as a teacher, you have to try to utilize their strength, their abilities. So they will be motivated towards learning. Again and again, I am giving praise that motivation plays important role in teaching learning process. And it is motivation, will to achieve motivation, which makes everything possible, which helps students to progress, which helps students for success. Motivation. If you could motivate them properly, then they can develop confidence, which helps for their academic progress in the classroom. That's why they should not be neglected. Their strengths and abilities should be acknowledged and should be utilized in teaching learning process. Then comes again examination related support. What type of examination related support you can provide to them? How to assess their performance? The technique that we use for normal students, by that technique, we cannot assess their performance. We cannot evaluate them properly. Pen and pencil test for all students. Normal students. It can be used for normal students. But blind students, pen and pencil test, if you use examination related support, they will not be benefited. You cannot evaluate them properly. Then for them, different other techniques, observation techniques, you can observe their activities and you can use rating scale. You can use oral approach, interview method, informal interview method. You can ask oral method of examination. You can use. You can ask them question. They can give answer. Observation method. That's why they require special support relating to assessment, relating to evaluation of their performance. You must take care of it. That's why, as a teacher, we must know about their needs, expectations, their problems, nature, and accordingly, we have to deal with them. Then comes hearing impaired children. We say deaf and dumb students. They have lost their hearing capacity. The students who have lost their hearing capacity, they are called hearing impaired. Lost their hearing. Okay. But again, some of them have lost their hearing capacity at the time of birth. Some have acquired their hearing loss after birth. Then some have acquired their hearing loss after the onset of language. Onset of language means, a student can speak or a child can speak a meaningful sentence. Remember, a meaningful sentence with subject and verb at the age of 2. At the age of 2 years. So, we say language development takes place on the part of a child at the age of 2 or 18 months. 18 months or 22 months, or generally, ordinarily, in case of normal students, language development takes place at the age of 2. Okay. Language development, I mean, again, I am repeating, language development means a child can speak a sentence using subject and verb. When a child speaks using a sentence with a subject and a verb, then we say language development takes place. Speaking a word is not language development. Mommy, daddy, pani, that is not language development. Speaking a word does not mean language development. Language development means at the age of 2, a normal student can speak a sentence using subject and verb. then only you say language development. And why I am speaking speaking on language development, because hearing impaired students, some of the hearing impaired students have lost their hearing capacity after the onset of language. Some of them have acquired their hearing loss or hearing capacity before the onset of language. Those who have acquired due to accident or due to some disease, those who have acquired their hearing loss after the onset of language, they are called post-lingual deaf persons or post-lingual hearing impaired children. Before onset of language development, also who have acquired hearing loss, they are called prelingually deaf person. That's why different types of hearing impaired students are there. Some of them are prelingual deaf, some of them are postlingual deaf. And postlingual deaf person can speak. Remember, because due to some accident, they have acquired their hearing loss. After the onset of language, they can speak. But prelingual deaf person cannot speak. That's why they are called deaf and dumb person. They cannot listen to anything, they cannot hear, nor they can speak anything. We say them deaf and dumb person, remember. We must know different types of hearing impaired students. Then hearing impairment is measured through decibels, or expressed through decibels. Those whose hearing loss is above 90 decibel is called profound deaf person. Their hearing loss is above 90 decibels. They are called profound deaf, totally deaf persons, totally deaf and dumb persons. And those whose hearing threshold level, hearing impaired children whose hearing threshold level is between 71 to 89, they are called severe hearing impaired students. Severe category. They comes under severe category, profound category, severe category. Then another category is moderately severe, whose hearing threshold level falls between 56 to 70. 56 to 70. And moderate category, whose hearing threshold level falls between 41 to 55. Okay. Then mild category are there, whose hearing threshold level falls between 27 to 30 decibels. This is all about different categories of hearing disabled students. And in India, two categories. So far as those categories are so far as those 5 categories are concerned, they have categorized hearing impaired students as profound or deaf students whose hearing threshold level falls between 70 to 70 above. Deaf, that means a severe category, and profound category deaf, and hard of hearing, another category whose hearing threshold level falls between 40 to 70, hard of hearing category in Indian context. Anyway, mild category they have ignored, mild category and moderate category they have ignored. They have categorized hearing impaired students as hard of hearing and deaf students. Under deaf category, severe and profound categories come, and moderately severe category come under hard of hearing. Okay, then this is all about the nature and types of hearing disabled students. And as they have lost their, as I have already discussed with you, profound category, as they have lost, as they are lost their hearing at the time of birth, before onset of language, they have also lost their speech. They are also called speech impaired students. They have lost their speech. Deaf and dumb. In common language, we say deaf and dumb students. They cannot listen to, nor they can speak. They have lost their language. They lack language capacity. They are called language deficient students. Okay, they face problem in listening and speaking. Deaf, deaf and dumb students. Then what are the area of training? Let me discuss. What are the special program to uh, teach them? As you know, they need, though they have lost their uh, that is hearing capacity, but they are strong in their visual capacity. That's why visual mode you can use in teaching learning process. Visual strategies, writing on the blackboard, some something that you are going to teach, some difficult words, difficult sentence, difficult aspect, you can write on the blackboard. While speaking, you can write. They cannot understand what you speak, but they can understand what you write. Okay, then writing should be written, blackboard use should be given importance while teaching to those students. Then visual aids, pictures, charts, maps, visual aids, visual clips, visual aids, visual clips, and visual teaching learning aids, video, video you can use for them while teaching or transacting curriculum in the classroom. Visual aids should be given more importance. Besides that, sign language, lip reading, total communication should be also given to them. It should be given priority. Sign language, lip reading, total communication. Besides those, remember, gesture, posture, physical activities, body language, you can use in teaching learning process. Gesture, posture, body language, then action, physical action or physical activities you can use for the benefit of those students in the classroom. And uh, one important thing that I would like to tell you that while teaching or while dealing with those students, as I have already discussed, verbal reinforcement technique will not benefit them for creating interest and creating motivation. What type of reinforcement? If you say very good, excellent, they cannot listen to it. Smiling, smiling, nodding your head, smile, nodding your head. This type of technique, body language, reinforcement through body language, physical mode, you can use in the classroom to motivate them to create interest among those students. Then use of assistive device, hearing aids, hard of hearing student can use hearing aids, smart technology by which they can at least listen to your voice. That is what the special support they want from teacher in the classroom during teaching learning process. Then next comes intellectual disabled students. Intellectual disabled students. There are two types. There are two types. From intellectual point of view, it is held that whose IQ is below 90 or falls between, whose IQ is below 90, they are called intellectually disabled students. First category. So far as intellectual disabled persons are concerned, first comes slow learners, whose level, IQ level or intelligence quotient falls between 70 to 90. They are called slow learners. They learn, but they learn slowly. They lack, they, they face difficulties in adaptive behavior, learning abstract concept. They lack strong memory power. Memory power is very less. Okay, then they also lack to solve problem solving skill is not strong. Their problem solving skill is very less, and abstract reasoning, they cannot carry out abstract reasoning perfectly. They lack ability to carry on abstract reasoning. They lack adaptive behavior. Okay, and other categories, they can be also categorized into different idiots. First category is called idiots. Idiots whose IQ is below 25. They cannot be schooled. They cannot learn. As their IQ is below 25, they cannot be, neither they can be trained nor they can be educated. They cannot learn anything because their IQ level is below 25. They are called idiots. Other categories, imbecile category and moron category, we say they can be trained, but they cannot be educated, trained. So with some physical activities, manual activities, training, repairing some repairing work, uh, electric gadgets, the materials they can repair, TV they can repair, mobile they can repair, but they cannot be educated. They cannot be educated, remember. That's why they are called trainable mentally retarded students. One category is slow learner, another category trainable mentally retarded, and profound category called idiot. They cannot be educated, neither educated nor trained. That's why this is all about one type of intellectual disability. Another category which comes under intellectual disability called learning disabled students. Remember, there is a difference between slow learner and learning disabled. Slow learners' achievement is very low. They secure less mark in examination because their IQ is less. As their IQ is below average, their achievement level is also below average because there is a correlation between IQ and achievement. They are called slow learners. As their IQ is very low, their achievement is also very low, below normal or below average achievement. But another category, there are another category of students found in the classroom whose IQ is above average or even more than 145, just like the IQ of a gifted person, above average IQ. But their achievement is very low. You see, they are called they are called they are called learning disabled students. In 1926, psychologist Weiner and Strauss, when conducted research in Wayne County school in America, to their surprise, they found out two categories of slow learners, out of which one category of slow learners had low IQ, but another category of slow learners had high IQ. IQ is very high, but achievement is very low. They are called learning disabled students, remember. And in a Navodaya school, you will find this category of students mostly. You may not find slow learners, but in a Navodaya school, you will find learning disabled students. What is the reason? What is the cause of learning disability? The cause of learning disability is due to minimal brain dysfunctioning. Minimal brain dysfunctioning. Their IQ is very high. Even Fox and his associates in 1983 found out a category of learning disabled students whose IQ was above 145, but their achievement was very low. He named, Fox and his associates named those categories as gifted learning disabled students. In 1983, this category of learning disabled students were found out by Fox and his associates, gifted learning disabled. Then, due to minimal dysfunctioning, they have become learning disabled, remember. And they face problem in reading. They commit mistakes in reading. Their IQ is very high, but in reading, while reading, they commit mistakes, difficulties. They are called dyslexia. There are some who face difficulties in calculating. While calculating, they commit mistakes. Calculation, mathematical calculation, they commit mistakes. You see, they commit mistakes while calculating manually something. And Puspa was just before discussion, Puspa was asking that Central Board of Secondary Education has allowed students to use calculator in mathematics class or in examination, mathematics examination, during mathematics examination. Calculation. Yes, manual calculus, so far as manual calculation is concerned,
So in accounts, sir, in
You see,
accountancy.
account, you see, they face, their IQ is very high, remember, gifted, they are gifted students, but they commit mistake while calculating, silly mistakes. Due to that silly mistakes, they secure less mark, they fail in the examination. But they know the technique, they know the process of solving a problem. But due to minor mistake, they secure less mark. It is because of minimal brain dysfunctioning, they commit error, mistakes. But they are strong. Their IQ is very strong. For them, calculator should be allowed. They are called dyscalculia. This category of students are called dyscalculia, disabled, learning disabled students. They are brilliant students, but due to minor mistake, they secure less mark in the examination. Minor mistakes. Writing, they also commit mistakes, silly mistakes in writing. They face difficulties in writing. Okay, then dysgraphia. They are called dysgraphia. There are different types of learning disabled students. Dysgraphia, writing, small mistakes. They commit small mistakes. Write an essay on a particular topic. Some silly mistakes they commit in writing. As a result, while evaluating their answer script, you give them a less mark. This is not their fault. Their IQ is very strong. But due to silly mistake, they put forth strong ideas while writing an essay. Ideas is very strong. But due to mistake in writing a particular word, they commit mistakes in writing. That's why they secure very less mark. But IQ is very high. This category of students you will find in your classroom. Okay, then uh, aphasia, arithmetic, uh, commit mistakes in arithmetic, dyslexia, dyscalculia. Those are the different types of learning disabled students you must be finding in your classroom. Then here question is how to deal with them. How to deal with them. Special training in writing while calculating something, special training they require. Reading, they should be given special attention to read a passage, to read a book, and mistakes should be corrected immediately with psychological support. Don't angry upon them, provide psychological support, encourage them, build confidence. Okay, then only, and their mistakes should be rectified immediately when it occurs. Remember, as a teacher, then you can solve many a problem they face in the classroom, for which they secure less mark in the examination. And different methods, slow learners whose IQ is very less, they lack abstract reasoning power. The principle of simple to complex, simple idea, take the help of simple idea, simple word as simple sentence, not complex sentence. Take the help of simple sentence, how to write a simple sentence. Yes, I was discussing with you, Sunita, that table is very heavy. I cannot lift it. Simple sentence. Don't expect complex sentence from them. Table is so heavy that I cannot lift it. This type of complex sentence you may not use while teaching to slow learners who lack abstract reasoning power, who lack problem-solving ability. Remember, concrete materials you can use while teaching to them. Concrete, not abstract. Simple, not difficult words. simple words, simple ideas, simple sentence you can use while dealing with them. Repetition of ideas, repetition of ideas. And best method, as I have already cited, that is cooperative learning method. Many concepts, many concepts or many doubts are cleared while they interact with their friends in cooperative learning situation. Whatever we learn from our teachers, if supported by peers, peer teaching, peers supported by peer interaction, if it is supported by informal discussion with peers, friends, then teaching will be more effective, or learning will be more effective. Not teaching, but learning will be more effective. What we learn from our teacher, if supported by discussion with students, other students, friends, then the performance or doubts will be cleared, the achievement will be enhanced, achievement will be developed, then understanding will be made clear, understanding will be made clear, doubt will be made clear, then they can progress. That's why cooperative learning situation or cooperative learning method as a teacher, you can use continuously in your school. Then, and as you know, another category, physically handicapped students or physically impaired students, polio students, locomotor handicapped students, locomotor polio, they have lost their body parts. Then they face difficulties uh, in moving from one place to another. That's why uh, for them, what should be the special aids and devices? As you know, wheelchair, it is supported, crutches are provided to them by the schools. But they can understand abstract reasoning. Their memory is strong. But the only part is they cannot participate uh, with normal students in physical activities. Participation is limited. They cannot walk. They cannot run. But so far as teaching only process in the classroom is concerned, they will be benefited by all methods, all types of skills that you use to transact curriculum in your class. There is no problem for teaching to them, but they require mobility training. They require some special equipments to move from one place to another. Special equipments. It is not difficult on your part to deal with the physically handicapped students in the classroom. Then, most important aspect which I have already hinted yesterday, that is space arrangement for students in the classroom. In which line they should be allowed to sit in the classroom? Should they be allowed to sit in the back benches or in the front line? They should be allowed. The answer is those type of students, physically disabled students, should be allowed to sit on the front lines, front benches. So they will be benefited. As a teacher, you should take care of it. Seat arrangements. In which line they should sit. Here, visually hearing impaired students, they have lost their hearing capacity. They require writing they require something more BB works, blackboard works. They are not allowed to sit in the first line. They cannot look properly. The blackboard, what you write. So that should be taken care of by a teacher while arranging space for them in the classroom. And most important thing is use of all sense organs, all sense organs or rest of the sense organs. Use of sense organs is very important in teaching learning process. And as they have lost either one or two sense organs, other sense organs should be used in teaching learning process. Hearing impaired children, they have lost their vision. But hearing, that is ear, nose, tongue, skin, should be used while teaching a particular idea or teaching a particular concept. Other sense organs. So, sense organs of the students should be fully utilized in teaching learning process according to their uh, needs. Okay, so a teacher must thorough about about different methods of teaching, different strategies of teaching, different techniques of teaching, different skills of teaching. Yesterday I have discussed thoroughly on this. So use according to the use those methods, techniques, and strategies according to the need of the students, expectation of the students. Besides, they are found multiple disabled students, both blind and deaf, or physically handicapped, blind and physically handicapped, blind and hearing impaired student, multiple. There are multiple handicapped students. Their number is less, though their number is less, but it is expected. They can found in the classroom. Anyway, but dealing those students is a difficult task on the part of a teacher. Why? Why it is a difficult on the part of a teacher? Because we the teachers are trained to deal with normal students during our training period. During our B.Ed program or M.Ed program, we have been taught to deal with normal students in the normal classroom. There is no scope of training to deal with the disabled students. Had we been trained to deal with the disabled students, then we may not face any difficulties to do with those students in the classroom. That's a special training program should be conducted by the government for the teacher, how to deal with the blind students, how to deal with the hearing impaired students, because you do not know lip reading, sign language. We the teachers may not know the sign language, lip reading. I am speaking sign language, but I cannot use sign language in the classroom. So how to use sign language in the classroom so that hearing impaired students would be benefited? For that, government should conduct special training program for each and every student. Because on sign language, at a B.Ed course, there was no sign language. We are not trained to use sign language. Only Xavier National Institute for Hearing Impaired Children, Bombay, Bandra. Only Xavier National Institute of Hearing Impaired students, hearing impaired children. In that institution, teacher training program is conducted for teachers to teach hearing impaired students. Sign language is taught how to use sign language, lip reading. But in our government, in our universities or government colleges, for B.Ed program, no sign language is taught to the teacher. But they are forced to teach those students in the classroom. This is the tragedy. Therefore, previously, blind students are studying in blind schools. Hearing impaired deaf and dumb students were studying in deaf and dumb schools. I mean, there are special schools for their education or education of the disabled students. But now, in the name of inclusive education, all students, deaf and dumb students, blind students, handicapped students, physically handicapped students, disabled students are allowed to study in a normal schools along with the normal children. But who are teaching? With the normal teachers. Normal teachers means teachers train with a to train with a methods, skills for teaching normal students are teaching those students. That's why we are facing a lot of difficulties. For example, Braille, writing by using Braille on the part of a blind students. We do not know how to write on the write using Braille. I am not trained. How can I teach blind student to write with the help of Braille? Special teachers are not appointed. If appointed, specially trained teachers are not appointed in a normal schools, specially trained teachers who could have helped them writing or using Braille. That's why to deal with those students is a stupendous task on the part of a normal teacher in normal schools. We must require special training to deal with those students. Then there are other categories of students, disabled students. But basically, we find those type of students in our schools, and we must take care of the learning challenges of those students, their special needs, their expectations, and how to deal with those students. This is all about the topic, which was understanding the learning challenges of disabled students. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. If you have, let us discuss. If you have any doubt, otherwise we have to stop our discussion. You can put forth your doubt. Limited participants, there are limited participants. Yesterday, there are limited participants. Today, there are also limited participants. Okay, discuss. Put forth your doubt. Any doubt? Balaram, Put your doubt. Puspa, have you any disabled students studying in your school? Hello?
Sir, there is one girl. Uh, in She just passed out. So she has given the exam of 12th class, Priyanka,
Acha.
and she had the problem of low vision.
Acha, low vision.
Low vision. So we
Then,
have to give the magnifying glass as well as some means we have to give more time to her.
acha, more time. Special class,
Yes, sir.
special class is needed for them. Yes, that is very important thing. Coaching, special
Yes, sir.
coaching required for those type of students. But question is, uh, what about the mode of examination? Say written test, pen and pencil test.
Yes, sir. Same
That
pen
is
and
the
pencil test, but the
question.
answers which we provide her, they are in the form of bullets, like notes.
Acha, question is in my time, my time was blind students were studying, and at the time of examination, he was taking the help of an assistant. Okay,
Yes, sir.
someone was coming with him, and
No,
he
sir.
was.
Actually, her low vision is not more than 40%, sir. So she was
Acha.
not given any assistance, sir.
But question here is defective system of examination, oral test. You can ask question, observation technique you can use to assess. You can ask question, interview. You can take the help of an interview method. Why pen and pencil test, verbal test? Verbal test means
Sir,
oral test you can
actually,
conduct.
we are taking the test in the form of interview, sometime oral also. But
Hmm.
we are making her ready to appear for the CBSE exam. That is in
Hmm.
the form of pen and paper, sir.
Yes, yes, CBSE is conducting pen and pencil test. What you will do? This is the defect.
Hmm.
CBSE would have conducted oral method of examination. That is the question here. Now only one was there, but learning disabled students must be there. Learning disabled students, brilliant, high IQ, but low performance. We say slow learners.
Yes, sir.
That means you are an English teacher. You must be facing those type of students in your class
Yes,
who
sir.
commit who commit mistakes in writing, spelling.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
spelling mistake, writing mistake, most of the time. And the mathematics teacher will find those type of students who commit mistake in calculating,
Yes, sir.
in calculation. Mathematics teacher,
Mm-hmm.
you are an English teacher. You must be finding those type of students who face difficulties in reading. Okay, writing, spelling. Okay,
Many of the students, they are making mistakes in B and D.
yes, mistake in spelling, mistake in writing, mistake in reading. You must be coming across those type of students, but their mistakes of those type of students should be corrected immediately. Step must be taken. Special special class also should be taken for them to overcome those mistakes, spelling mistakes, writing mistakes, reading mistakes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that should be taken into consideration. Special class for those students to rectify their mistakes immediately in the classroom, and after the classroom you can take special classes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you all. Let us stop our business, today's business. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you all. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Let us stop.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.